Hey guys, welcome back to the Guitar Slinger Hockey channel. I have a bit of a sneak peek video for you today. Now, not going to be too long of a video since there isn't a whole lot of information out there, but this is going to be on the upcoming skate release called the XF Pro, which is the successor to the ASV Pro. So stick around and we'll talk about the little information that's out there about them. Okay, so I think we should start our discussion with the existing ASV Pro skates and kind of talk a little bit about the fit. So before we get into the discussion about the XF Pro skate, just want to lay out a little bit of information. So you're basically going to see a screenshot from the CCM catalog that was leaked somewhere. I don't know. It's like you could just do a Google search and find a picture of the same image. But basically, I had the opportunity to speak with somebody who's already had a chance to try the skates on. Not skate on them, but just kind of initial fit and finish, and they kind of give them a feel compared to the ASV Pros. And I know there are some of you out there who are maybe listening to this who probably also get an opportunity to demo skates prior to production and release and all that stuff. Anybody who's in the hockey world, in the retail hockey world, probably gets that opportunity. And if you're not aware, typically speaking, before products are released, there's usually an opportunity for retailers and other folks to try things on, try shooting a stick, demoing stuff, things like that. And this is no different than that. So I just had the opportunity to speak with someone who got the opportunity to, throw the XF Pro skates on and kind of give a quick A/B comparatively to these and the other CCM models that are out there, which I guess pretty much is just the FT6 Pro now, because I'm not sure what's happening with the Ribcore skate. So anyways, back to the SuperTax. So me personally, I have been a SuperTax fan for a long, long time. I've been even years and years ago before when they had those tax skates with the big white stripe on the side of them, and then I think the company might have been sold to Reebok, and then CCM bought it from Reebok, and there's something like that. So, anyways, the first full one-piece CCM boot was the original SuperTax skate, and I think that was around 2016 or so. Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments, but I've been wearing SuperTax skates. I've had those. I had AS1 skates. I had and those were I had 3 pairs of those custom AS1 skates for a different for a different reason other than the having 3 pairs of custom skates, just because they didn't quite fit right, but another story. And then I had the AS3 Pro skates, and then these ASV Pro skates were not out yet when I transitioned over to my FT4 Pros, which I'm currently wearing. But I have since got enough time to try on the ASV Pro, and unfortunately I haven't skated in them. But trying them on at the store, walking around, which yes, I know before you guys hit me up in the comments, is not the same as skating on them. But I did get a chance to kind of feel them out, and my impression of the ASV Pro skates were that they are a very nice design. However, they have a lot of room in them, and I think the word clunk or clunky kind of comes to mind when I think about them. I would be curious to know how many of you are actually skating in these skates and what you think about them. I get the impression that they're not nearly as popular as any other skate on the market, really, because they're kind of a larger volume fitting skate, even though they have the fit system. So to give you a little bit of an idea, I wear an 8 wide high volume in CCM's new fit system, and that's in the FT4 Pro, and that's like still not quite enough volume. But what I noticed in trying on the ASV Pros is that they had almost too much room. Like for instance, I could wear a 8 regular width in the ASV Pros, or even a 7.5 wide in the ASV Pros. So they just never quite fit me as well as I thought, and it was very surprising to try on a skate that had more volume than I needed. And that would be across the top foot, the width of the foot, the size of the toe cap, all that stuff was more volume than I really wanted. However, when I put myself into a regular width version of it, it took away the heel depth that I needed for my ankle bones. So it was just like kind of a lose lose in any of those situations. So that's kind of why I was kind of reassured in my choice to pick up the FT4 Pros when I did, because those seem to work great. But they are kind of close to wearing out, and so I'm probably going to be looking at new skates for myself and probably in the summer of 2024. So these skates, at the end of the day, are the highest volume skate that you can buy at the retail level. They have much more volume than anything else out there that I'm aware of. And again, you guys chime in the comments, correct me if you know something different. But that's just how it goes. So as a result, I think that knowing that most people don't have these giant, baby Huey elephant feet like I do with the high volume, there's probably not a lot of people wearing them. But these do run larger than their counterparts in the jet speed skates from a volume and width, and even a little bit of the length for some reason. That's been my experience. So, and again, if you've worn these on the ice, maybe you have a different opinion. That's cool. It's just my own perspective on that one. So, one of the things that I noticed, if CCM chose to continue the SuperTax line, and I always wonder about that because I think that SuperTax, whether we're talking skates or sticks, are not that uh, they're not that appealing to a lot of people just because of the way the game seems to be played. People seem to be much more interested in the FT6 Pro stick, the skates, maybe the Trigger 8 Pro, Trigger 7 Pro sticks, and that's understandable. And those two sticks can do pretty much whatever the SuperTax line of sticks can do. And I think that I kind of wondered if these lines would be even kept, the SuperTax. So, but they sure enough are, and that's what we're going to chat about today. So, kind of thinking about that, I was looking at the FT6 Pro jet speeds, and I'm like wondering, I wonder if they're going to incorporate the game ready fit of the FT6 Pro on the new XF Pro skate. And we'll talk about that. The short answer is yes, they did, which is a good thing. But the FT6 Pro, what I noticed between that and the FT4 Pro, and if you watch one of my other videos, you might see that. It basically feels like a tighter boot all around than the FT4 Pro does, and that could be because of the game ready fit. But I actually didn't find the FT6 Pro to fit me that well. So that kind of concerned me a little bit when I was trying them on. It just felt a little bit too snug on me. So these are maybe not issues that are a concern to you, but I only bring them up because those are differences. And when we're talking about expensive pieces of equipment like skates and how important they are, you need to know that. So you just need to know that there's differences there. Whether they're good or bad, that's for you to decide. So without further ado, let me unveil the XF Pro skates. Okay, so here they are in all their glory. So first thing I'll say about them, I know that the color of a pair of skates is irrelevant, but I do like how it's kind of more tame this year. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm not huge on super flashy skates with a bunch of bright colors on it, unless I'm trying to match the color of my skates to my team that I'm playing on. But I play adult rec hockey now, so I'm not playing on any teams like that. So I do like how it's kind of subdued, just like the Bauer Supreme Mock skate, which I think is a great looking skate. So I'm going to let you pause the video and you can read everything here about the skates. But the long and short of it is that they upgraded the tendon guard. Looks like there's a little bit of a different tongue on there. They incorporated game ready fit, and I believe that they have a slightly new dial on the holder that maybe is a little bit easier to grip onto when you're trying to change out the steel. And they've also done something quote unquote positive to the foams on the inside of the skate to make it more comfortable. So, that's kind of the long and short of it. What the marketing speech is. Of course, we'll all figure that out for real when they come out, and we all get a chance to try them on. So let me transition here to kind of talking about what the person said to me who had the opportunity to try these on. So his opinion was that these were an improvement in comfort over the ASV Pros. Um, but so basically, the game ready fit was really nice touch. What he did mention is that they yet again changed the fit of the boot. So that's something that you should be aware of. If you were somebody that was interested in holding off until these skates came out, or you were just waiting to see what CCM was going to release, you should be aware of that. What he said to me was that the overall fit of this boot has less volume than the ASV Pro. So what that means is the game ready fit is reducing the amount of instep height. It's reducing the forefoot width, and it's even reduced the size of the volume within the toe cap. So they being CCM, must have had some sort of data to show that maybe the ASV Pro was not fitting enough people properly, and so they needed to tweak it a little bit. So what that says to me is that we're going to have a boot that is released that is maybe more voluminous than the FT6 Pro and probably the FT4 Pros, but not quite as much volume as the ASV Pro. So if I'm somebody who has a high volume foot, which obviously I do, but if that's you, and you were maybe holding off to see about getting the new tax, and you're at all concerned about that, you might consider trying to pick up a set of ASV Pros when they go on sale, if you really want to get the absolute most volume possible. Now, I think in my particular case, I heard the way I interpreted that was all good news because I seem to be needing more room than an FT6 Pro, but less room than an ASV Pro. So maybe this is the glass slipper that fits me properly. We'll find out. But that's about all the information that exists on these skates right now. I would encourage you, if you're someone who has had the opportunity to try these skates on, to chime in to see if you actually felt that same way when you tried on the skates, or if it's complete BS or you completely got a different vibe from them. One other thing I'll mention too is he mentioned that the boots felt slightly shorter for size too. So I don't know what that means, like how much shorter, but he said that you know I think he wore a size 8, and he said that the 8 in the XF Pro skates felt slightly shorter than the 8 in the ASV Pro skates. So sounds like there might also be a length difference. And I know I'm just doing a bunch of speculating on what somebody else said, but as far as we know, this is the only information that's out there so far. So we can all grain of salt it and kind of know what to look for when the skates actually get released. And again, these are probably pre-production skates that he's trying, so maybe the fit changes again before the release. Speaking of the release date, so I was told that they're going to be released on June 23rd of 2024. So mark that on your calendar if you're interested in them. I think by the time we get to that time frame, I know that I'm probably going to be ready for a new pair of skates. I'm kind of there already. I'm definitely going to give these a rip and try them on. If they for some reason don't have enough volume in them, I'm probably going to try to track down some ASV Pros and just kind of go with that. But I'm actually pretty hopeful about what was the information that I was provided. So, and the words on this page here are kind of pointing to the improvements that were made to the skate. So, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out together. So, anyways, that's really about all I can tell you so far. So, I just wanted to bring a little bit of a snapshot to the table and kind of show you guys what's out there or what's coming. and we'll go from there. And again, if you have any experience seeing these skates in the wild, or you've gotten a chance to talk to somebody that has some other information, I'm sure everybody would love seeing that in the comment section, including myself, and we can go from there. But other than that, thanks for checking it out. Lay on any questions if you have more, and I'll check them out, and we'll talk soon. Peace.